Okay, we should be live now. Hi, here we are. Let me. I think I should turn this down. Oh, I also got to be careful while setting it down because it sounds really loud, and I need to work on that. Um, I wasn't sure if I should. Oh, we're doing fudge today. I mean, the video says it, peanut butter fudge, but yeah, that's what we're doing today. Anyways, so I think what we're gonna do first is put in the milk. We're going to be using a half cup of milk. Oop. Ignore that. Okay, heaping half cup this time. You don't have to copy me. You can just watch actually if you want. You don't have to do anything. You can just watch and laugh. All right, 2 cups sugar. Let the milk start dissolving that. It's going to be a 1/4 cup cocoa. Oh, cocoa's so messy. Nope. Nice. You see that? Got it in the container this time. But only this time. Sorry, I need to figure out how to look at the camera and hear at the same time. I've been really bad about that. I'm like, oh, the voice sounds really good, but no facial content. We're missing that. We're not worried about getting the peanut butter just yet, by the way. Oh, wait. I think the vanilla goes in last, too. Hold on. I almost messed that up. So many people who've made fudge once are like, oh, you almost did it. You did the thing you're not supposed to because you'll lose flavor if you put it in ahead of time. Supposedly. I've made good fudge that's not like that. We should probably start heating this. I think we'll start off at we'll try and get there quickly, so we'll start at 8. Don't really have to worry about it until it starts boiling anyways. I'm just going to have to set this down. We'll try and do it quietly. There we go. So yeah. Let's see what to talk about. I'm sorry. Maybe I should get this out of your way. Maybe I should bring this. Ooh. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna have to look at you though. I'm gonna have to get this out of the way. I'll just figure out how to do a single stir. I chose to use a silicone spoon. You aren't gonna want to do that. You're gonna want to use a metal one, which is normally what I would use. But to save you guys from the sound, I'm using a silicone one. It's just not recommended. Actually, I don't even. Okay. Initially, we need to stir it to get the sugar out and get the milk to mix with the cocoa and everything. Technically, I bet if you gave it long enough, it would figure out how to mix, but I'm being proactive about it. I should probably start working on the container as well, because I have yet to butter the little 8x8 dish for this. Let's see. Yeah, I really wanted to start learning how to do fudges because, I don't know, I always remember going to Disneyland and my dad buying 5, 8 different kinds of fudges and letting me try every single one. And just being able to tell the differences in fudges was so cool. I'm like, wow. And so maybe partly that's what spawned it, but you can just see the streak. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's totally there. Anyways, so yeah, I remember having a bunch of different fudges in Disneyland, and so I don't hate the idea of learning how to make 8 different kinds of fudges. Right now I'm just doing basic peanut butter fudge and then just basic chocolate fudge is the 2 things I'm working on. And then once I perfect those, essentially perfect in the sense of I'm trying to decide water content and heat that I want to get it up to, because temperature is really important for this kind of stuff. I think they typically, here I'll look at the thermometer and we'll check here. Typically, it's getting so messy. I guess I should have put my stuff further away. Typically they want you to just get to softball. So yeah, what is that or just below softball? So 235 to 240. Of course, I like going 250 because I want it to set up. So I actually overdo what they recommend just to see what'll happen. But I've gotten it really hot before. I kind of dried it out and it wasn't that great. I also had another issue where it's like, so the first time I made this fudge, I made it in this container. I had no idea that, like, this isn't peanut butter fudge, by the way. This is just my first fudge experience. But yeah, so my first fudge experience, I was cooking in this container. And after, that's starting to sound hot. Anyways, and I was cooking in a container like this. And my mom's just like, man, you have to keep beating and beating, mixing and mixing and mixing. One of the common things they say all the time. And I was just like, why not just put it in a cold bath? And like, I don't think if she said if that would work or not work, I can't remember. But in my own head, I'm just like, I'd just use an ice bath. And then I'm like, I am so curious because, like, literally that's probably the most annoying part of the whole thing is having to mix it while it's like warm and then while it's cooling. And so I just decided to super chill it, and I'd use this container, and it worked out perfect. Everything set up. It was beautiful. And then I tried a different container, or a different pan. It wasn't this one, but it was more like this style where it was smaller. Couldn't get it to set up. Same everything, but I couldn't get it to set up. And I think it was, I don't think, after just figuring it out, I realized it was literally just the volume of this larger pan that was evaporating more liquid, causing it to work. Crazy, in my opinion. Okay, so we're almost at boiling. This means we're getting pretty close. It looks like it's going to be a little chunky based on seeing some undissolved cocoa, unfortunately, but oh well, we don't roll perfect over here, unfortunately. I'm just going to set this over here. Hopefully you can't see that. It's just messy everywhere, in all honesty. Hopefully we aren't too hot just yet. Please don't let those be really annoying. Okay. I don't actually think it's going to be able to get too hot since it's... Okay, we will turn it off. We'll just turn it off. When in doubt, turn off. Ooh, that's getting pretty quick. Okay, we're just going to set this. I'm just making sure it's not vanilla. Oh, I'm peeking it. I'm sorry. I can actually see the reflection in there. Where are we at? Oh, that's getting really hot. Well, luckily we turned the burner off. What am I doing? Should probably put the milk back in the fridge. And then, the baking dish. We got to get the dish and then our peanut butter levels. So it looks like we're okay. Let the record show it looks like we are about at 225, which is really close to the temperature. Hopefully it goes up a little slower. I'm not sure though. It seems pretty aggressive right now with the amount of steam that's pouring out of here. Either way, I got to get this stuff ready really quick. But yeah, so attempts on making fudge. Yeah, so literally the size of the pan really matters. Oops. Hopefully I'm not... Okay, I'm sorry. I can't talk and think at the same time, apparently. It's a condition? No. Okay, let's set this back. Don't fall over. My mic is so... Okay, there we go. Technically, we are at the heat or really close to it, so I'm just taking it completely off the burner. You know, when in doubt, like I said, just take it off the heat. Technically, we're still within range. I think right now it's recommending that we actually put the peanut butter in and whatnot right now, but we're not going to. Why do I have to smack everything? I hope you guys can tolerate that. If it's like I'm out, either let me know or something, some way. If you dislike the video, I won't know. But if you write a comment being like, dude, I had to leave. Too many whack noises. I will fix it. Yeah, you know, we're actually holding temperature so well. Yeah, we are literally like at the recommended temperature for this stuff. I think I'm gonna put it back on one more time while I'm doing all this and hope that I'm fast enough to get it done in time. All right. Okay. So, just so you know, this half cup of peanut butter is going to cool this baby down so much you're not going to need to worry about anything. Also, I don't know that much about fudge, so I'm probably going to mess this up. But at least you'll get to know how to. Well, no, you won't get to know anything. I'm probably going to keep all the secrets to myself, not because I want to, but because I'm bad at explaining things. Okay. 20, 45, so yeah, we're just gonna let that go. Oh, sorry, we're just gonna let that go a little longer. I mean, you know, just to make sure it's properly set up. Peanut butter. I'm not even gonna mess with this. I thought I wanted to. I don't. Well, okay, fine. You guys are here. We'll do it. We'll do it together. I'm going to have to move you guys over here, though, so you have a chance to look at me while I do stuff. That's the whole point of this camera angle, so I can kind of look at you while we do this. Ooh, this little guy's not going to make it all the way in there, so we're just going to abort that mission. Technically, we're a little too hot on the fudge, but like I said, I'm going overboard this time just to see what happens. Plus, I got to get this peanut butter out. Yeah, we're still okay, but I had it way too hot. At least the video is going to get done sooner. I might even have time for one more video. Now I'm pretty tired, actually. I just wanted to make one video, so I got content for, well, let's see, what's going to be coming out. Technically, tomorrow, or yesterday, I should say. Yesterday came out with the pudding video, and so I just wanted to get the next video going. Okay. Not gonna lie though, it seems like more people like to watch my gardening videos, so I might just end up doing more of those. I like gardening, by the way, it's just these are way more easy to make. Okay, and I enjoy them more actually. Okay, well it's been boiling at that temperature for a while. I'm hoping it's cool enough. I think what I'm gonna do is first put the peanut butter in, and then I'm gonna put the vanilla in. Oops. Oh, also we need butter. I almost forgot the butter. We need a half stick. Or half cup, which is one stick. That's what I meant to say. Okay, well, I think we are there now. I think the peanut butter goes in first, and then let me just double check the instructions. Yeah. Peanut butter, butter, and vanilla. Yep. And we're going to do the vanilla last so that it doesn't break down. We'll probably do the peanut butter first. I'm assuming you want to do the peanut butter first because it'll cool everything down. It's still my choice, but yeah, I'm assuming that's why we want to do it that way. And then we'll also just put the stick of butter in now too. I'm just going to keep it on the heat so it doesn't cool down too much while we're doing all this. And then once the peanut butter mixes in a little bit, I'll be totally fine putting the vanilla in. I just want to make sure the peanut butter has a chance to cool everything down. Okay. And then we are just going to move this off the heat, or at least partially off the heat. I'm going to hang it up here so there's a bit of a gap under there. Okay. So I think we're looking good there. Now we can put the vanilla in. Put it on top of the cool butter. Hopefully keep it a little safer. Okay. And then, in all honesty, I don't know how long we're mixing this for. Like, I don't know if we're waiting for something to happen, if we're waiting for it to get, hard or whatever. I'm just so freaked out because, like, the first time I made this, it, like, almost immediately started setting up after I put in the cold water, and I went, oh no, oh no, oh no, I made a mistake, I made a mistake. Okay. Yeah, lots of mixing. I think it's starting to get cool though. I can kind of tell by, how when you swirl it, how thick it is. It definitely seems to be changing for sure. I like looking at the little butter raft that slowly gets smaller and smaller. It's pretty fun. I've always enjoyed it. Um, let's see. Or ice cubes under running water. Ah, it smells really good. Who'd imagine chocolate peanut butter smelling good? Wow. I really got to figure out a mic thing going on here. It's so difficult to talk to this and look at you. Plus, I don't know how good my levels are. Hopefully, I'm not talking like an insane man in the mic. I hate overdoing it. I hate super loud noises, so hopefully I'm not torturing you guys. I can only do so much editing in a video as well. I try to save you from the worst stuff, but can't always save you, and sometimes, oh man, it could have been a lot worse. You're lucky. Okay. Mainly it's the bonking and the hitting that really gets to me. Or in one of my videos, you could actually hear the issue with my KitchenAid. So I don't know exactly how long we have to go here. Like, the side of the pan's still pretty warm. But I bet if we dip this in cold water, it'd be totally over when it comes to being set up. Yeah, I think that's all we're waiting for. I think we're just waiting for it to slightly start setting up here. I think you could pour it out early if you wanted to. I just don't know. I mean, everything I've ever read is you're supposed to whip it. I think you're supposed to get those little air bubbles in there, aren't you? Isn't that the whole point of waiting for it to cool down? Getting these air bubbles. Okay. I mean, that's at least what I'm going off of. Like, I don't know if you can see all the little bubbles that are forming here, but I kind of base how cold it is off of how long those little bubbles will hold and how big they get. So, I'm sorry, I gotta look at the camera. I gotta figure out how to look at you and talk at the same time. So anyways, I'm looking at the little bubbles here. And depending on how long they stay and whatnot is how I determine how close we're getting, at least on my testing phase. Once I actually learn how this works, I'll share it with you. But I don't know how it works yet. But the bubbles are definitely getting bigger and staying for longer. Again, I could just put this in cold water just real quick. It's pretty warm. Normally I'd put it where you guys are. You're in the sink right now. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna actually have to sit here for the full thing. Anyways, but yeah, I tried making a couple fudges. The first time I tried making peanut butter fudge, I used way too much. I think it was either milk or water, and it ended up never setting up. And I'm like, dang it! And so I ended up putting it in the freezer. And then when I took it out and brought it to my friend's house, it actually did set up. So like it stayed in how it was. It's just it needed to go in the freezer or maybe stay in the fridge for a long time. I felt like I ruined it, but it ended up setting up just fine. So I felt good about that. A little bit. I still felt bad that the water content was so off, but I tried it again. This time, though, I forgot to put chocolate peanut butter fudge, so I just did peanut butter fudge, and I ended up making a peanut butter only fudge, and I didn't know until the very end when it's just like, put in the peanut butter. And I'm like, what about the cocoa? And it's just like, wasn't there, and I'm like, I messed it up. Anyways, I ended up overcooking that one way too long, and it ended up being like white, and it almost tasted like I can't remember the name of it, and I'm not going to remember it, but it's like almost like crushed little seeds that end up being like a little grainy texture, but it still melts in your mouth. Um, I can't even remember the name of it. You guys know. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how long we're going to be doing this for. This is getting really annoying. I'm at the point where I'm actually just going to whip, like, so we have like essentially the little water gun in there. I'm just going to turn that on real quick and hit this baby. I just need both hands, so you're just going to have to stay over there. Okay, let's see if that helps. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet we're. Well, that's actually still hot to the touch. That is annoying to touch, but I think ooh, you can definitely tell that the center of this pan felt that cold. I should probably actually make sure I don't end up getting any water in here. Honestly, I don't think a drip or two will matter. It's just I don't want it. um, yeah. Ooh, we're getting there. It's starting to make noise when we stir it, and that's how you know you're actually getting kind of close, I think. Again, this is all an experiment. Okay, but I'm liking it. I'm thinking it's doing okay. Um, ooh, yeah. I think maybe just one more. Let me see. Ooh, water's still really hot. Okay, I'm a little scared to do any more than that. My hand is so wet, it makes me worried I'm gonna get a bunch of water in here once it starts running down my wrist. Oh well, for the content, I guess. I don't know if you can hear those like kind of like whaps, like like I don't even know what I'd compare it to. Like I'd compare it to like really thick or like almost toffee, kind of like molassesy maybe. I don't know when we should call it here. Definitely not hot to the top. Oh, never mind. You hold it there long enough, it starts to build, but it's definitely way cooler than it was. But yeah, I think this is the most annoying part is you have to keep waiting like this. But I just hit it with some water, and that usually does the trick. Yeah, we might have to hit this baby again. Ah, man, this thing holds heat like a pan. Okay, this is gonna have to do her in. It's got to. It's got to. Oh, that's looking. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yep. Much better. And I know this is gonna set up because if I put it in the freezer, it's definitely way thicker than that other batch I made. So, again, first batch, totally different ingredients. It's just I'm trying to have a conversation with you guys, and I'm trying to make you a part of it. So I'm going to repeat it so that way you definitely have time to encounter it and go, right, that is what he said. I think I don't know. I don't know if I'm trying to personally get more air bubbles in here just as an experiment, just to see if that's actually what you go for. But man, it still takes forever. Maybe I should just pour it out. I guess maybe I'm being greedy waiting so long. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't, like, I can put my whole hand down here and it's like really hot, but it's not like that hot. Aw, man, now it's chocolatey. How does one do that? I must have touched the side of this. You guys saw, didn't you? I probably told. I don't. How do I do? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know how long we're supposed to be messing with this. I'm gonna have to. Am I gonna have to cut? You know, maybe we just pour this out and see how it turns out. Obviously, I'm gonna have to cut to the fudge being done. I'll probably just put it in the freezer for, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes and then come back to you guys. But I guess we'll call it there. So I'm just going to do a couple photo shoots here. Like, I'm probably going to zoom in to show you where I'm at. It's a little hard to see where we're at on this thing, but I don't know why I'm being quiet for it. I just want to make sure that I have a consistency because I'm totally going to try it different. So since you guys are here helping me, when I do it myself, I'm just going to keep waiting until it gets super cool and see what changes. But for now, I'm just going to whip it a little more and then I'm putting it in because I ain't got the patience to wait anymore. It's almost 2 and I'm going to have to start like renewing a license here, and to do that I need to take classes and I'm going to have to start figuring out how to get up at like 7 or 6 to get to class by 8, and it's like that's in 6 hours. I cannot get up at 5 or 4 hours of sleep. Some people can. I'm not that guy. I'm that guy, that little baby who needs like a minimum of 6.5 hours, just 6.5 hours to even function. And then 7 functions okay. 7:30 functions pretty good. 8 hours function, like I will wake up on my own after 8 hours now. That's how cool 8 hours is. Unless I'm like doing a pick-me-up kind of day, and then I can sleep for 11 to 12 hours. Occasionally I do take a power nap, but not always. I'm trying to take less power naps. And by power nap, I mean what I'm trying to do is like exercise or do, but sometimes I'm just mentally out. And when I'm mentally out, there's no saving that. But it's like, sometimes I notice I can push myself and be a little more energetic than I thought. Like if I feel tired, sometimes I'll go for a walk and be like, okay, I wasn't actually tired, just needed to raise my heart rate. Sitting in a chair, doing nothing all day apparently will make you tired. I don't do anything all day, by the way, but you know, on weekends and stuff it applies. Okay. We're bringing you guys over here for this, mainly because I want to talk to you. Oh, wait, we're zoomed in. Dang it. Okay. Wait, where are you even in frame? Hold on. Okay, we're barely in frame. Okay, there we go. Nice. I think, I don't know. Let's see. I'm essentially trying to put it in a little even because I don't think it's actually going to move much. I think we might have to move it manually here with the spoon and stuff. It's just this pan's a little awkward to hold. It ain't no cast iron though. That would be a genuine workout. Okay. There we go. Looks like we saved a couple of those little blocks. And when I say blocks, I mean that's what they'll turn into when they're all done. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Whew. And I think we're just going to jiggle this around until it looks good. Okay, that's probably really good. I'm now going to put this in the freezer and we're going to hang out once it's able to cut, but we'll see you soon. Okay, so I had this in the freezer for what, about 13 minutes or so? The edges are chilled, but the middle's still definitely room temperature, if not warm. So one of the tests I like to do to make sure everything's working is sometimes I'll just take the old stuff from the spoon. Sometimes it takes a while for this one to cool down, so sometimes you can't tell, but it's like, if you can, you can kind of tell how it's doing based on how it falls apart here. Unfortunately, I ate the best ones, and then like afterwards, I'm like, I should probably show them. Like, I actually use this as kind of a testing to figure out how together the fudge is. Anyways, it's falling on the floor, but you get the idea. And we're just going to try this real quick so you guys can head out. I think we're at like a half an hour, even more, so my apologies. I can actually tell how mushy it is over there versus like this corner here that's definitely still cold. It's definitely going to need to set up for sure. It's definitely way too liquidy right now with this huge amount, but I think it'll actually turn out really good once it's cooled. This is bad. This is really bad. Trust me, this stuff will set up. I just need to let it get colder. I'll probably put it in the fridge to see if that'll work. And if it doesn't work, what I do is I put it in the freezer and then I cut it. And then, it gets back to room temperature and it ends up being perfect. And you get to cut it into beautiful squares and it holds the shape. So always put it in the... Always put it in the freezer if you want to be cutting it and making it look perfect for like a party or something. But if it's just for you and your family, or just you, yeah, you can just do whatever. It tastes really, it's chocolate and peanut butter. It's gonna be good no matter what. But yeah, it definitely still needs to cool down a little bit. I'll probably have to freeze it to properly cut it though. Anyways, thanks for joining me. It was great having you here. I know this was really long. Probably not everybody made it. But thank you. I appreciate you coming along, listening to me ramble. Anyways, we'll see you later. Bye.